Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've really done anything. And today we're working on the Malibu, or started to anyway. I guess there's a common problem with General Motors gauge panels, and the soldering, I guess, became brittle, so I've pulled the dash panel out of it, the gauge panel, and I've got someone that's going to resolder everything and I'll put it back in. But the videos that I had seen, I think there might have been two, and they really didn't cover a whole lot, and I guess I just can't start and stop a video until I can get my actual program going again. I'm in the process of switching computers out. I didn't realize I had a cracked dashboard right there. But what holds, you have to remove the bottom or drop the bottom of the dash. So you've got a screw here, a 7mm screw down here, and then underneath there's going to be two of those 7mm screws, and then you got to pull that panel, and there's another 7mm screw that's right there. I call it a screw, it's actually a bolt. And then in one of the videos, the guy was saying that this upper bubble here was held on with clips. Not true. You got one of those 7mm bolts there, one there, and then you got those two there. Now I'm still able to get some room with it and give myself room. Now that bolt hole, those are 7mm bolts. That's what actually holds the panel in. And then there's your plug. You just got one little old plug that swings off to the side, and it pulls straight out. Now when I pulled my dash panel or gauge panel, I broke the dadgum lens. And you know, you gotta tear shit up. That's how I do it, I guess. And again, it's just going off of other videos that aren't complete. You know, I wished I could have done a video on this, but right now I'm just doing the aftermath, showing you what, just where the bolts are. And then I think there's a clip or something that slides into this deal here, and yeah, there's a clip that goes there. Now, while I have it apart, I've got an issue with this turn signal switch, and this cover here. I've learned that the steering wheel is telescoping, so I can now actually get the steering wheel itself out of the way when I go back to put this panel back together. But there's 3 screws at the bottom of this. This top comes off, and then there's just 2 tabs and 2 different little wiring harness plugs, and it just pulls right out. So I've already got the part to replace that switch with, but I'm gonna remove it, and then I won't put it back together until I get the actual gauge panel put back in. So anyway, that's where we're at with it, and I will do a follow-up video when I get it all put back together and fill you in. And of course, always disconnect the battery. And then there's a little trick I'm going to show you to wipe the computer of the memory that will cause your dash gauge panel to not work. It shuts it down, and that's what happened to me. I didn't realize what was going on until I reset it, and then we had another cold below right at freezing morning, and I drove back home from Lake Eufaula an hour and a half with no dash panel. So yeah, that was interesting. I just kind of paced myself, and I stopped fairly quickly and filled up with gas so that I knew I wasn't going to run out, and everything was fine. But it's just not a good idea to do that, but I did it anyway. But here's the bezel I took out of there, the side panel that goes down along the column, and then this panel here is what went on the side here. All right, you guys behave, and I'll be back.